Good afternoon, everyone. Sharice Jervis Hill here, events to remember and PR to remember with our Coffee with Cher podcast session. I have a treat for you. Dr. Kerline Marcelin is with us this afternoon. Hello, Dr. Marcelin. How are
Hello,
you?
Cherise. Good
I
to
am
be here.
so happy to have you here with us today. So I love to start our little podcast with cheers. Uh, we'll do something light. Cheers.
Cheers to you.
All right, so let's get down to it. So everyone, today, Dr. Kerline Marcelin, she is the owner and founder, president of her practice, Hudson Ophthalmology. And she is expanding, and I'm really excited about this expansion. She's adding to her brand, Hudson Aesthetics MD.
Yes.
So she's going to tell us a little bit about that, but it's basically an FDA approved skin and cosmetic services that she's going to be offering in her practice in Cortland Manor, New York. So Kerline, let's get started. So first, before we kind of go into the new expansion, tell us a little bit about your main practice. Tell us, how you got started. Tell us a little bit about your journey.
Okay, so I'm a board certified eye surgeon and physician, and I have a private practice, as you mentioned, solo practice, Hudson Ophthalmology, that's in Cortland Manor, New York. And it is a freestanding eye practice where we are able to deliver medical and surgical eye care, specializing in cataracts and glaucoma.
Awesome. And you've been doing this for how long? It's been quite a while now, right? How many
Since
years?
2010, and we actually even
Wow.
expanded in 2018 to a bigger and nicer location.
Yes,
As
beautiful,
we're
beautiful
growing.
facility. And so we'll talk about that, but you have such a beautiful office. Okay. So this question is really important. As a business owner myself, you really have to set yourself apart. And I feel like you do an amazing job with that. So tell our listeners a little bit about how you set yourself apart from others in your field.
So I think that there's two things, Sharice, that sets us apart. One is that we're becoming a rarer entity, which is a freestanding solo medical practice. Many practices and physicians have now worked for institution and healthcare organizations. And those have their own benefits and intrinsic things that come along with it. However, I feel that we bring something which is a little bit more, let's just say, homegrown, where it is more organic, where you come in, you see me, the physician, my staff, and all of us were able to provide more personalized care. We know who you are, we know who your family is.
Mhm.
I think that that's really important. As far as taking care of patients, here it's the physician and it's the patient, and there's not a lot of bureaucracy or fluff involved. If you have any issues, you speak to myself, or you're 1 or 2 degrees away from any problems. And I think that that's very important when it comes to having your care given to you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's something that's, kind of unheard of these days, so that is definitely something major that sets you apart from your competition. So I want to take a minute. I want to talk about Hudson Aesthetics, MD. That's what I want to talk about.
I also wanted to add another
Mhm.
important aspect. I think that sets my practice apart is that being an African American business owner and provider, a physician provider, I think that's really important. I'm also first generation. My family's from Haiti, and
Mhm.
I feel that that brings something else to the picture where I want an experience for people where they do not feel intimidated by the doctor. It's more all inclusive. Your questions will be answered. Nothing, you should not feel intimidated, regardless of who you are. And I know how that feels, having family that come from another place.
Mhm.
And we have Spanish fluency services and all of that. So I think that that's very, very important as far as outreach and just that really nice feeling that you get when you come into our practice.
And representation, that's one of the things, that as Black girls, we need to see other Black, you think about when we were young, you need to see that representation. You need to see Black women doing big things, doing different things. So thank you for kind of backtracking and adding that in, because I think that is so important. So thank you for sharing that. All right, so now Hudson Aesthetics MD, tell me about it. Tell me about this new venture. I know that you're having a launch party that everyone is
Yes.
invited to,
Yes.
October 20th, 4:30 to 7:30. I have the flyer here. So there's going to be some refreshments and demonstrations and raffles and prizes and specials and gift bags and all of that fun stuff.
Yes.
But tell me about just the services that you're going to be offering at your practice, because I know people want to hear about that.
So, I just wanted to go back and just mention that aesthetics have always been a passion of mine, something that I've always enjoyed. I sort of felt that I wanted to do something more palpable or help people, and that's where my ophthalmology comes in. But now that I'm an empty nester, I sort of want to also pursue other things. And I really realize that vision makes people happy, but you know what makes people happy? Feeling good about themselves. And that level of confidence that you have when you are feeling your best and looking your best, and how that also ties into your mental health. And in order to really feel fully healed, you need to have the mental, the spiritual, and the body. So I think that sort of mindset is very important. And I want to be able to help people bring that. Also, I'm a surgeon. I love surgery. Everybody who knows me knows I love surgery, but let me be realistic. I've never had a patient that have said, "Hey, I'm so excited to have an operation on myself." So
Yeah.
I'm looking in this light, in this aspect of my practice, to be able to give people more attainable care. It'll be non-surgical in-office procedures that you will have, or services to help you get to the best feeling and the best looking you possible. Those services are going to include Morpheus 8, which is one of our highlighted services. It's I'm very excited about it. I can't tell you. It's micro needling with radio frequency. There's a lot of buzz about micro needling, and there's a lot of spas that offer it. But if you go to a spa, it's more on a superficial surface. This is medical grade microneedling, which goes deep down, past into the dermis, goes into the collagen, where you really need the stimulation, and then has the added aspect of radio frequency to really give it a zap and get that collagen awaken and elastin that gives your face the support that it really needs. So that is one of them. And then for those of you who do not like needles, because there are some people out there who don't like needles, we have yes, we have more of a surface, non-invasive radio frequency skin tightening series that we have called Forma, also by InMode. So that's great. And a part of the whole aesthetic aspect of, at least of facial aesthetics, is not only just the surface, but it's also the texture and what it looks like. So for those who have blemishes, who have acne marks, age spots, freckles, rosacea, certain type of melasma, we have what we call, what has been termed the photofacial, and that is intense pulse light, which is also another buzz IPL system. It's used for a lot of medical applications. And in this, we're using light therapy to remove facial blemishes in a series of treatment. It's not painful, and it is very sort of easygoing, and it's very effective. So those are the big ones. And then also for texture, we have chemical peels, mild and moderate. And PRP is a very big buzz term now. It's platelet plasma which is very, very important. With PRP, you're
Mm-hmm.
taking the platelet enriched aspect of your blood. Those serums have generative, regenerative aspects to it that helps in healing and wound healing and regeneration and growth. And it's very big where we spin the blood and we take your own serum and we put it in
Wow.
places that it is required. Right now, they do that in orthopedics, in other areas where you have injury. And this is bringing those elements right into your skin and trying to stimulate the collagen. So that's another big one that we have.
Wow.
And of course, your bread and butter, dermal fillers and Botox.
Wow, that's incredible. Oh my
Yes.
gosh. I mean, I think just the fact that you're an MD makes me feel a lot better if I was coming in for these different treatments. I know some places, they have, I'm sure, people are trained to do this, but the fact that you're a doctor just really, I think, sets you totally apart from a lot of other places. So I'm very excited for you and excited about this new venture. So congratulations.
Very excited as well, and very excited about our launch coming up.
Yeah, so let's talk about the launch. Tell me a little bit about, what your guests should expect.
So, as you mentioned, a lot of the highlights itself, we're going to be able to demonstrate to those, to the community, all of the services that we have. You can ask
Mhm.
questions, you can meet me, you can meet my staff, and
See
just
her
sort of
beautiful
have that.
office.
Yes, our beautiful office, and have that whole open door aspect that I mentioned that we already have intrinsic to our practice. And ask us questions, poke around. There'll be a lot of benefits for those. There'll be special discounts and raffles that'll be available, and refreshments. And we invite everybody, even if you don't think that you're interested in this, you never know. Maybe you end up will be after you speak to us, or it's also good to be a resource for those around you that may need and may benefit from these services as well.
And what about men? Is this something that you're seeing, men taking part in?
Sharice, we love men.
Oh,
So
yes.
we would like to have men participate because they feel very, very they feel that their looks and they need to feel confident and feel good about themselves.
Hmm.
And this is not something that's just intrinsic to women. This is intrinsic to everyone. So we are looking forward for our male counterparts to be a very, very involved source for us. We're really looking forward to it.
Nice. All right. So tell everybody where they can reach you. We'll post the flyer when we post this as well, just so everyone has it and the registration website. But tell us where they can reach you.
Okay, so we are on Instagram, Hudson Aesthetics MD, as well as we mentioned before, we're in Cortland Manor, New York, on Main Street on Route 6. Our phone number 914-737-6360. Hudson Eyes, Hudson Ophthalmology, Hudson Aesthetics, any of those buzzwords, you'll be able to find us.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. This
Thank
was
you so much.
amazing. And we will definitely share the word. And guys, go check her out. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Sharice.